Okay, let's unpack this. Welcome to the Dup Dive, where we sift through the information to bring you what really matters. Today, we're getting into the world of advanced surveillance. Specifically, we're looking at a pretty interesting piece of kit. The Uniview 4MP-4G Wireless ColorHunter Bullet Camera, that's model IPC2A14LP-ADF40KC-4G-US, for those keeping track. Our info comes straight from a detailed product page descriptions, FAQs, the tech specs, the works.
And what's, interesting here is how a product like this Uniview camera, it doesn't just exist on its own. It really shows a bigger trend we're seeing, where these smart, tough sensors are, like the foundation for larger, smarter systems. Think about companies like AlphaVision using AI on construction sites. This camera gives them exactly the kind of data they need. But yeah, our focus today is really zeroing in on this Uniview camera, what it can do and why it matters, especially for those really tricky, hard-to-reach spots.
Exactly, because the main problem it solves is, well, it's a tough one. How do you get high-def surveillance somewhere with zero traditional internet? Imagine a big construction site way out there, or maybe a rural farm miles from Wi-Fi, or even a temporary event where running cables just isn't practical. This camera aims to sort of bridge that gap. So how does it actually manage that? How does it break free from needing wired internet or even local Wi-Fi? That sounds like a fundamental change.
It really is a big change in thinking.
Yeah.
The key thing, the absolute core of it, is the built-in 4G connectivity. It's not an add-on. It's designed right in. So instead of needing your network, it just uses the cell network, like your phone does.
Yeah.
Which means basically you can put high-quality surveillance pretty much anywhere you can get a cell signal. Think remote job sites, huge farms, big parking lots, temporary setups. Places that were blind spots before can now be fully monitored. No local internet needed at all.
That kind of independence, that's really attractive for those kinds of sites. But, okay, practically speaking, what about the data plan? I mean, security footage can use up a lot of data, right? What should someone think about there?
Yeah, that's a really important point, a real-world question. The camera has a standard SIM card slot and a pretty solid 4G LTE module. To get it working, you'll need an activated data-only SIM card. Think AT&T, T-Mobile, Verizon, one of those.
Right.
Now, data usage, that really depends.
Yeah.
How often are you live streaming? What quality settings are you using? We usually suggest starting with maybe 5 to 10 gigs a month at least, but you'll want to watch it first and then adjust.
Okay, monitor it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But the huge plus is just being able to deploy it anywhere with cell service. It's completely untethered from normal networks.
Now, let's shift gears a bit. There's something Uniview calls ColorHunter technology. That sounds different. We're mostly used to seeing that grainy black and white stuff from normal IR, infrared night vision. How is ColorHunter different? What does it actually do?
Right, this is where the camera really stands out from the crowd, and it's more than just getting a clear picture. Traditional IR, yeah, it sees movement in the dark, but it throws away all the color info. You just get monochrome. ColorHunter, though, gives you full color images 24/7, day and night. And this isn't just about looking nicer. It fundamentally changes how fast and how successfully you can investigate something. Think about it. How often is the color of a suspect's jacket, or the specific color of a car, or even like a piece of equipment? How often is that the one crucial detail?
Yeah, good point.
ColorHunter basically turns the camera from just recording passively into an active intelligence tool.
That's a really strong way to put it. So it's not just brighter, it's about getting information you can act on. But how does it do that, especially compared to IR? What's the tech behind it?
It's actually pretty clever. The secret isn't just a super sensitive sensor, though that helps. It's mainly about using a warm white light illuminator.
Ah, okay. White light.
Yeah, unlike IR, which detects reflected infrared light invisible to us, this camera actually shines a subtle, warm white light when it gets dark. This light lets the sensor capture really vivid, true color details, even when it's pitch black. Details you'd completely lose when an IR camera flips to black and white.
Right.
So it's an active approach, and it makes a huge difference in nighttime clarity.
Okay, so for you, the listener, what's the real benefit of having color footage at night? How does that help in the real world for security or collecting evidence?
This is exactly where that intelligence asset idea comes in. Full color at night seriously improves accurate subject identification. If you're trying to ID someone, the color of their clothes, maybe even skin tone, that can be vital.
Sure.
For cars, make, model, and crucially the color, those are often the things that help you pick it out. Research really shows this translates directly into capturing usable evidence, evidence that tells a much clearer, more convincing story of what happened compared to grainy monochrome footage. It just makes investigations way more effective, quicker too.
Okay, so beyond the really cool imaging and the 4G connection, what else is packed into this camera? Let's break down the other key things that make it a complete solution, built tough and easy to use.
Absolutely. While the 4G and Color Hunter get the headlines, this camera is really engineered, from the ground up to be tough and work well in real, often difficult situations.
Okay, so let's start with the picture itself. That 4MP resolution, what does that actually mean for seeing details?
Right, that 4-megapixel sensor, it captures 2560 by 440 pixels at 30 frames per second. That's not just a number, it means serious detail. Combined with its 4.0 millimeter fixed lens, which gives you about an 81-degree horizontal view. It means you get really crisp footage. You can actually digitally zoom in on, say, a face across a construction yard or read a license plate in a big lot without it turning into a blurry mess. That's super important for any kind of forensic look back where lower-res cameras just don't cut it.
And remote monitoring sounds great, but sometimes these systems need complicated software, maybe even a control room. Is it like that here, or is it simpler?
Uniview seems to have really focused on making it simple. The remote monitoring is mainly through their free mobile app, EZView. It's available for iOS and Android.
Okay, an app.
Yeah, and this app basically puts control right in your pocket. You can watch live video, get alerts instantly, change camera settings, all from anywhere you have cell service. You don't need a fancy control room setup. It's designed to be pretty intuitive for managing things on the go.
Right, and what about storage? If the cell connection drops for some reason, is that footage just lost?
That's always a critical question for these standalone systems. And yeah, this camera tackles that with a built-in microSD card slot. It can handle cards up to 512 gigabytes.
Wow, 512 GB, that's a lot.
It is. It means you can record for weeks, either continuously or just when motion's detected, right there on the camera itself. How long exactly depends on your settings, of course. But the point is, you have a solid, independent backup of important events, even if the cell network hiccups. It's a key part of keeping your data safe.
You mentioned the app, and this camera has two-way audio too, right? How does that help someone using it remotely?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It has both a built-in mic and a speaker, so you get full two-way talk. Imagine, talking to a delivery driver at a remote gate where there's no intercom.
Yeah.
Or maybe even scaring off someone snooping around by talking directly through the camera.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you're on camera, police are being notified.
Right, a direct warning.
Exactly.
Oh.
Gives you an active way to interact or deter, which adds another layer beyond just recording. It's pretty empowering.
It definitely sounds like a solid piece of hardware. Now, remote locations often mean tough weather. How durable is it? Is it really weatherproof?
It's built tough, yeah. It has an IP67 weatherproof rating. Now, IP67 isn't just some sticker. It means it's seriously protected. It's completely sealed against fine dust, which is huge for construction sites or farms.
Definitely.
And it can even handle being dunked in water up to a meter deep for about 30 minutes, though you probably wouldn't want to do that intentionally.
Probably not.
And add to that its operating temperature range from a really cold -22 Fahrenheit up to a blazing 140 Fahrenheit.
Yeah.
That's -30 to 60 Celsius. So yeah, it's genuinely designed to work reliably in some pretty harsh outdoor conditions.
That is serious resilience. Okay, and for those truly off-grid places, no power lines nearby, what about power options? A 4G camera isn't much good without power.
Precisely. That's the other key piece. While it runs on standard 12-volt DC power,
Okay.
the real game changer is that it's designed to work seamlessly with optional Uniview solar panel kits. They have models like the SLR B160P60 or the B320P60. This is what makes a truly self-sufficient off-grid security setup possible. You can put this camera way out in the middle of nowhere, powered completely by the sun, and have continuous surveillance without ever running a power cable.
That's huge for a remote deployment. And does it have smart features built in, or is it more just about recording what it sees?
Oh, it's definitely smart. It's got features like motion detection, intrusion detection, cross-line detection,
Yeah.
those kinds of analytics. And these aren't just buzzwords. They help you filter out noise, focus your alerts on things that actually matter. It also has 120 WEB true WDR wide dynamic range. That's really important tricky lighting. Think of a loading dock entrance. Bright sun outside, deep shadows inside.
Right, yeah.
WDR helps balance that out so you get a clear picture across the whole scene, not just blown out highlights or blacked out shadows.
We've covered a lot of ground on its capabilities. But setting it up, is it complicated for such an advanced camera, or is it fairly straightforward?
That's often a worry with new tech, isn't it?
Yeah.
But they seem to have designed the setup to be pretty user-friendly. Basically, you pop in an activated SIM card, connect the power, and then use the Uniview mobile app to scan a QR code on the camera itself.
Ah, the QR code method.
Yeah, that adds the camera to your account pretty quickly, lets you view it remotely, manage settings. It seems designed to get you up and running without a lot of technical hassle. Sort of plug and play, almost.
Okay. What about the bigger picture then? Beyond the tech specs, especially for maybe commercial use or government sites? Any compliance standards it meets that people should know about?
That's a really important point for certain users. And yes, this particular Uniview model is NDAA compliant.
NDAA, National Defense Authorization Act.
Exactly. What that means, for you listening, is that the camera meets specific U.S. government rules about using certain video surveillance gear.
Yeah.
So it's suitable for use on U.S. federal property and other places that require that kind of compliance. It's a big deal for, say, enterprise or public sector jobs where the supply chain and security of the device itself are critical concerns.
Gotcha. Okay, that was a really thorough look. So just to quickly recap the highlights of this Uniview 4MP4G color hunter camera, we've got its super robust off-grid connection using built-in 4G LTE, freeing it from needing local networks. That's huge. Then there's the color hunter tech, that revolutionary full-color night vision, giving you usable, detailed evidence around the clock. And it's all packed into a really durable, weatherproof body, loaded with features, but still apparently quite easy to set up and use.
Yeah, I think that sums it up well. And if you connect that back to the bigger picture, what's really striking is how technology like this empowers high-quality surveillance in places that were just off limits before, or way too difficult. It gives you autonomy, much better evidence, and peace of mind without needing all the usual infrastructure.
Yeah.
This camera is a really capable smart sensor. It feels like a key piece in how AI-driven site management and proactive security are evolving. It really shows how better connectivity and imaging are changing where and how we can keep spaces secure.
Which leads us to a final thought for you, our listener, to maybe chew on. How might the spread of these kinds of tough, self-sufficient, high-def, full-color cameras that can work literally anywhere with a cell signal, how might that change our whole idea of safety and security? What new possibilities or maybe what new challenges pop up when detailed off-grid monitoring becomes truly widespread, totally independent of old-school infrastructure, and potentially anywhere? Something to think about until our next deep dive.